What's up, sports bettors? So we had a great live stream earlier. We locked in a few plays, including we'll see if it won or lost. It won under 7.5 in Jets Steelers. So just going through sharp bets, right? Mathematical sports betting, kind of finding bets with an edge. And we'll be tracking our profit and loss for these live plays. So a bunch of sportsbook sign up links below. We're going to be playing on numerous sports books. More sports books means more outs, more money in our pocket. And, since we started these live streams a few days ago, we're up $600-ish. And then since the start of NFL season, we're up 11K on just full-length YouTube. So going to try to do some more of these live streams just because I think they're helpful. A play I just locked in is right here. So I really like this play. Marquez over 4.5 strikeouts. And then you got Blake Snell under 7.5. So I'll hit it again so it's actually live because I do think it's quite good. And what's interesting is if you know Prize Picks, you know Underdog Fantasy, this is exactly the same, right? So Thrive Fantasy is the same as Prize Picks as Underdog Fantasy. The only difference is they offer better, slightly better payouts. Not slightly better. I mean, it's a meaningful amount of money in the long run. So we wanted Marquez. So what you'll see right here is like they give us, 250, or let's put in a better example, 100 to win 360, right? That's what they give us right here. So what we can do very briefly, let me just close out of this, is we can lock in one of these props and let's get to it. Let's see the Prize Picks and Underdog EV. They're coming. So I just hit this one on Thrive, right? So if we go right here, so hopefully this is going well. We got Christian Kirk under 5.5 receptions. So we can actually take a look in the Eagles-Jags game, see how that's going. Hopefully, I mean, it's high scoring. So perfect. He has 0 receptions. Thank God. So hopefully this cashes. This was our big play, that we made a video about earlier. I know a lot of people were able to tail it, so that's awesome. But anyways, let's get to it. Eckler over 44 rush yards looks pretty good as well. But anyways, the play we just locked in was, which I'll go ahead and add to the sheet, is I just locked it in for a second time. So we have Marquez over 4.5 strikeouts, Snell under 7.5, right? So this is a great play that we're going to go through on Thrive that you can still lock in right now. So we have Snell under 7.5 Ks, Marquez over 4.5 Ks. We hit this for $100. It's plus 260 odds, 100 to win 360 in profit, and still available. So you can lock it in as well. But anyways, let's get all books selected. We'll look at some, Prize Picks. We'll look at everything, kind of see what's out there. So on Prize Picks, looks decent. You can get White Sox Padres, Nerfy. If you're looking for a Nerfy play, you can get CMC over 27.5 receiving yards for the 4 p.m. games. That seems decent. You got Marquez under 5.5 hits allowed. And again, kind of like the power, we just played Snell under 7.5. So if we go here, we played Snell under 7.5. So it's Snell in. Should be a good game. We played Snell under 7.5, right? And then we also played, who was the second guy? Marquez over 4.5. So what you'll notice is like on FanDuel, this, right, comes out to plus 189. So you're betting 100 to win 289, 189 in profit. On Thrive, we're betting 100 to win 360 total, but that includes our stake, 260 profit. So it's a lot of value, right? And that's exactly what you need to kind of beat the bookmakers long term. We can see what live bets are available. Under in the Washington game looks pretty good. Is at halftime. These EV plays are definitely best during halftime. That looks pretty great. So what we can do is we can just go to this. So it is halftime. Under 41.5 in the Commanders game, live bet. So let's go ahead. And they just moved. We were trying to bet under 41.5 at minus 114. Just moved to under 39.5 at minus 132. But halftime is a pretty great time to look for some of these plays. So what we'll do is we'll just look up NFL scores, see what's at halftime. Maybe there's some plays we can lock in. We got 10-10 in the Browns game. We got the Lions 3rd and goal at the Seattle 1. So we can see if there's anything live worth dabbling in. Sometimes there is, not always. So we'll refresh. Can kind of see what's out there. Go back here. So that moved. So a lot of these can move quickly. So live betting is definitely hard. It can be lucrative. Some people have more success than I always seem to have. But if you like live betting, there are people who live and die by it on the ARB page. So you just got to move quickly. But anyways, let's go back to pre-match and let's see what's out there on Prize Picks, kind of everything. So Mets game, Nerfy, that looks decent on FanDuel. Odds just moved on, for this player strikeouts bet. That seems okay in the Patriots-Packers game, over 2.5 receptions for Stevenson. No other sportsbook giving us plus money or above plus 100 flat. That seems like a decent play. Raiders minus 2.5 seems pretty good. There's a lot of plays out there. So what we can do is just kind of like turn on these filters, see what's out there. So let's do this. I guess I only had FanDuel selected, which is a problem. And then what we want to do is we want to remove this. And then we want to go here. Shit. So Caesars just moved. We missed this. But that looked incredible. Plus 3.5 at minus 130. So I guess we're going to be stuck with the White Sox plus 149. But that's pretty clear value. Not as good, but it's positive EV to everything. You can see the Betfair exchange, which is super useful, kind of source of information as a sharp bettor as you get closer to game time, which is really cool, right? Because what you'll notice is like, hey, there's a lot of money being bet. Thousands of dollars are trading on these exchanges. So even if you don't have it available in your state, it's kind of like, wow, they only have 5 cents in market with. We're getting plus 144. So long story short, this bet on the White Sox seems pretty great. So we're fading Snell in a lot of ways today. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit it. And hopefully they keep us logged in and we don't miss this line. So it's on WinBet, right? And this really is the importance, I got to log back in quickly, of having a bunch of outs, right? As they're called, a bunch of sportsbook accounts is you really want more accounts. More accounts means more money kind of in your pocket. So we just hit the White Sox. Our bet on the Jets money line looking incredible. So we just hit the White Sox money line for $1,000 plus 149. This game is today. Just kind of day trading sports, finding value. And here's our bet, right? Lots of NFL bets open. So Ohio plus 8 was a banger for us yesterday against Kent State. But let's get back to the current day. Refresh, see what's out there. Is this still available or no? So you can see Caesars, they moved to 2.5. So we just missed it. We can check out the arbitrage page, right? You want to make some risk-free money. Here's your opportunity, right? Here's your opportunity to make some risk-free money. That's arbitrage. So I highly recommend, like, kind of learning about hedging and arbitrage and stuff like that. I'll kind of so we obviously have, you can get player prop odds here. Shouldn't be a surprising answer, but you can get odds, right, for player props on OddsJam, displayed very nicely. Millions of odds kind of updating in real time, shown to you for free, right? Data is everything as a sharp bettor. So obviously this play looks ridiculous. Marquez. So I'm going to go to middles. Nothing out there right now. Okay, so, just kind of trying to see all the things we could take advantage of right now. So you can search minus 111, see what's on Thrive, yada, yada. So maybe we want to double down on this. Snell under 7.5. Screw it. Maybe we do it. Snell under 7.5. Marquez over 4.5 were the plays. And I mean, this is great. So we have this. And there's a link below to sign up. They give you a $100 deposit bonus. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's great. So we hit it for another 800. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to upcoming. And here we go. So we hit it previously for 100, 100. One of those wasn't live. So I'm going to try to keep this sheet just live bets. So we got 900, 260. We have some sweats out there on Underdog Fantasy I gave out, which hopefully do decent. We faded Lamar again. We have Lamar under 1.5 passing TDs, so hopefully no touchdowns. Hopefully they're running a lot in the second half. That would be ideal, because that was a big one for us that we gave out on this live stream. We have $500 on Lamar under 1.5 passing TDs. The other two legs hit. Again, the sheet's in the description. If you want to follow along, tail these bets, or you miss a play, you can kind of like check it out. So the Bills need to pick it up. Sheesh. They absolutely need to freaking pick it up, especially if you have money on them. But here's an interesting play, right? You have some early soccer line discrepancies in the Serie A. So again, like the way the EV page works is, it kind of like looks at, having a lot of data points available to determine if a bet is good. So what you'll notice here, FanDuel logs me out. So what you'll notice here is as I log back into FanDuel, like this bet doesn't show up on the EV page. Where is it? So let's go back here, switch my state back, and we can take a look. So arbitrage betting, risk-free money, cool. Take advantage of that. Baker Mayfield over 29.5 passing attempts. If you're looking for a play in the Cardinals game, that doesn't seem half bad. If you're looking for some live arbitrage bets, it looks like there's a lot. So definitely take advantage of some of these live betting tools. So what else do we got? So like here, Bet Online sign-up bonus, FanDuel sign-up bonus, whatever. You can take advantage of all this stuff. So it looks like I may have... So what we can do is just kind of go back here. We wanted over 3.5 is plus 186 on FanDuel, plus 141 on Pinnacle. So we saw that bet on the arbitrage page. Maybe that's a play we want to take advantage of, right? So it's right here, plus 186. I'll go ahead and lock it in. So kind of like you can use all these different tools on OddsJam to find, betting opportunities. Every one is a little different, right? So line shopping is just free, right? You don't need an account, nothing like that. It's just like get the best odds. You're never going to make money sports betting if you aren't line shopping. It's just 101, most important concept, any book, any article. Point number one, you got to get the best price, right? If you're placing bets at plus 130, when other bookmakers are offering plus 149, you're screwed because you're getting ripped off, right? Sports betting, the bookmakers have 4% vig to 10%, depending on the market you're betting. So it's not like you need to win every bet. You need to win enough to beat the vig, 5%, 6%, 7%, whatever. So if you're getting odds that are 10% disadvantaged, you're never going to make money. Like this bet would literally be horrible. White Sox plus 130. So you can browse odds for free. Arbitrage betting is when the bookmakers are so far off from one another that you could bet the over and the under on 2 or more sports books and earn a risk-free profit. That's arbitrage betting. And then we have, so we'll lock this in for $100. Little early soccer play for October 15th in the Serie A. So we have over 3.5 in this game on October 15th. And again, the reason we like it is like FanDuel's plus 186, Pinnacle's plus 141. Pretty big line discrepancy. Yeah, we can see if Caesars has lines for it that we're just not pulling in or something like this. So it doesn't look like Caesars has odds posted yet. We can check DraftKings if I just open up them very briefly. And hopefully the rest of these props are going well. I literally hate this guy. Lock him. Is there anyone worse than Trubisky? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, I'd be... I don't know. I've never worked for a sports book, so I haven't really had issues, especially with the regulated books. You hear a little, like with bookies and some sketchy people, you hear about some issues, but I don't know that much. I haven't had any issues. So we can see what's out there. So the arbitrage tool is just risk-free money. That's kind of how that tool works. The middle betting tool, kind of shows you where bets are at different levels, I guess is the appropriate word. Where player prop lines, maybe one book's at over under 30 for Lamar Jackson, passing completions. Another book's at 25. That's a big discrepancy. Like really kind of what's hard about sports betting is there's just so many, opportunities. There's so much crap that you can bet on. So what you really need is, so let's go to this. And then this is on 10:15. So finding early value, always placing bets early. When we can find early line discrepancies, again, this sheet with all our profit and loss is going to be in the description. And we're just going to keep seeing it going up. Over the long run, yesterday was a little crappy, I guess. So we want to look at, let's see if DraftKings has odds released yet. Total goals, and then we wanted this team on October 15th. So see, they have the over 3.5, only plus 140. I'm not sure why OddsJam isn't reading it, but maybe I maxed this because they're plus 186. Pinnacle's plus 140. Yeah, I mean, this is just a slam. So I'm going to hit this for another 77.40. So now we have 177.40 on this. And then we can refresh this and be like, okay, what else do we like? And see, Pinnacle's market kind of like stops. But over 2.5 is minus 138 on FanDuel, minus 185 on DraftKings. So what I'm going to do is just be like, okay, we'll hit this as well. 689.70 is what the bookmaker gives me on their early lines. So we're going to hit that. So this is 10:15. We hit it for that. And this was at minus 138 odds. And this is just over 2.5. Really good, but really good bet. Right? Pinnacle has the over 2.5, minus 171, positive EV play. DraftKings had it Not reading it in yet, I guess, but minus 185, pretty big line discrepancy. Definitely something we want to take advantage of kind of as a sharp better. So that's awesome. Hopefully you guys were able to tail that awesome bet. Baker Mayfield to throw an interception. Arb. What else we got? So hopefully this was helpful. We'll see. Just trying to go live more often, to see if people have questions about, just sports betting at Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing TDs. See if people have questions kind of about, making money, stuff like that, and sports betting. Like, obviously the OddsJam YouTube's a little different than most. We try to teach as well as give the pick, kind of how to make money, because making money is the fun part of sports betting. So what else we got? I think I'll call it a day for now. You got 2 UFC early plays on PointsBet. And here's a good one. Jazz Deep. Good ways to overcome variance. I try to not look over the course of anything less than like a month or 500 bets, because, a good way to think about it is like if your bet has a 2% EV, that's like 51% to win, 49% to lose at plus 100 odds. This would be, 2% EV. So the odds are plus 100. I apologize, not your stake. So like the probability you lose 4 bets in a row, even if they all are 4% EV, is going to be 5-6%. It's going to happen 6% of the time. And you're going to feel like, the biggest idiot in the world when that happens. But the probability you win 4 bets in a row is slightly higher. You're going to feel like the smartest person in the world. So it's just kind of like recognizing that when you have a bad beat, or, you lose a bet, or, your player gets injured, or the line moves against you, is like the strategy is not flawed. You just like lost a bet. It's kind of real. Like yesterday, we lost money on this live stream. We now won our first bet. Yesterday, we lost money on not live. We started out going 0-4, down 2.5K. Now we're up 11K. So it's just kind of like there's winning streaks, there's losing streaks. There's a lot of volatility, a lot more than like, most things that are kind of investing or trading, like, because in sports betting, it's not like trading, because things go to zero. Your bet becomes worth 0 or it becomes worth the profit, right? So like you bet $100. It's not like it could go down 2% or up 2% or something like that, like a stock. It's like 0 or you win, right? You lose or you win. Yeah, exactly. So it really is just also about, there's just so many odds, right? You can see this line just moved to minus 148. That's what I mean when like a lot of people ask the question like, yo, that game's far away. The line would have more time to move, and we could not beat the closing line. And it's like, yeah, I mean, sure, the line has more time to move, but your bet is equally likely to go from 3% EV to 10% EV, as well as 3% EV to minus 4% EV, right? And what you'll notice is like, if you skip a really good bet, the line moves because other smart people are betting it and finding it, right? And there's a lot of data on sports books, but people are constantly out there. It's the purpose of sports betting, trying to beat the sport. Ooh. Panthers money line minus 104. That, there's some stuff going on there. I'm not sure if FanDuel just took a massive bet on the Cardinals, way off from the market. If we go to American football, we can take a look. Seems pretty good. So I'm going to follow the markets here and go ahead and lock this in. What's crazy is as you get closer to game time, even if you're limited, they're going to let you bet more. So I'm curious what happens. Let's bet $1,000 and let's just watch. Panthers money line. So we have the Panthers money line, and we bet this for $1,000 at minus 104 odds. Will be interesting to see. Those games today. Again, the sheet tracking profit and loss will be in the description. And I'm curious, what's going on here? Does FanDuel have some inside access? Did the world's smartest person just bet on FanDuel? Because they do seem to take really big bets. But you can see, you could literally arb this with the Betfair exchange, which has Cardinals plus 108. This is in decimal odds, but same thing right now. So very eerie. I'll put another 500 on it, see what happens. Move things back into the right place. 1,500 minus 104 odds. So it's interesting. You know, sometimes FanDuel takes a huge bet on one side. See, like this is 2.43% EV. So bet it again. Now we got 2250 on it at minus 104 odds. Market is moving. We got the Panthers money line. So we have the Panthers money line for 2250 at minus 104 odds with 2.43% EV. Profit margin is 54.68. It's made $50. You couldn't give me $50 for my bet. If you tried to give me a $50 bill, I'd tell you to screw off. So still a minus 104. Cardinals suck. I lived in Arizona for a while. Fascinating. Fascinating. Not really sure. Kind of fun to just like watch and then keep betting, and it's just logged out. Well, it logged me out, so I got to log back in quickly. Oh, I realized I'm not even sharing my screen. I apologize. I've been looking at this Panthers minus 104, which is which you'll see is right here. And I keep betting it because the EV percentage was, 2.1% now, I guess. So it went down a bit, 47.25. So I wouldn't give you my bet for that. And you can just see, like, I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's way off from the market. So Betfair exchange, like you could literally arb that with the Betfair exchange right now. So maybe some money's coming in on the U.S. sports books, on the Cardinals. I don't know. It's teasing out how to use data to kind of like find good betting opportunities. But let's just reload this. Just bet it for a total of $22.50. So that's what we're at. $47.25. So if you tried to pay me $40 for my bet, I wouldn't give it to you. That's really good. That's really good. Now it's even higher EV. So it's like moving in our favor even more, 2.5%. Any reason not to bet on the Panthers today? Close game, but not really sure what's going on here. So anyways, in New York, yes, I'm in New York. Are the Jaguars legit? The Jaguars could win the Super Bowl. What I see on EV bets is multiple opportunities, but different lines. What do you mean? Yeah, you can always just pick the one with the highest EV. I mean, sometimes if it's an alternate spread, Kyler Murray over 35.5 passing attempts. This is so weird. Still there, minus 104. So it would be cool if you had a friend in Europe and you could arb it with the Betfair exchange. But not really sure what's going on, but definitely a good line you can get on the Cardinals or the Panthers still. So maybe we play it again. This is either going to put us in a big hole in terms of our profit, but the bet looks really good and still looks good, and not really sure what's going on here. So we can hit it again. So now we have it for $27.50 with a 2.5% EV. So the bet is worth $68.75 in profit margin. And FanDuel allows you to bet so much money as you get closer to game time if you wanted to. So, But anyways, hopefully this was helpful. I'll try to go live more often for a Sunday game, find some bets, and enjoy the rest of the 1 p.m. games. We'll be back during the 4 p.m. ones.